Welcome back, everybody. This is Waku Radio. You're listening to the best podcast in the fucking world right here. Last week, we missed out on our beloved co-host. He was out with the flu, and then we had Warren on. But this week, we have somebody who you're going to love. My boy, Seabells.
I'm back and at 100% again. Dude, that shit last week fucking literally put me in my ass.
Really?
But it was weird. It was just like a one-day thing. Like, I kind of felt it coming up for like a few days.
Mhm.
And I thought it wasn't like to the point where I felt sick. It just felt like a sore throat.
Mhm.
And then Thursday, it hit me. It just hit me like a train. Like, I was just like slumped, basically. I got the chills and everything.
Damn.
And then the next day, I was good again. Like,
It's weird because the weather's been really shitty in Vegas.
yeah.
So waking up with a sore throat is just one thing because the fucking heater is blowing all day.
Mhm.
And then I felt like I've had a sore throat too, but nothing like feeling sick or anything.
I don't know. I'm around more people than you too.
Yeah.
So but then like I don't know.
I'm around a lot of kids though.
Yeah, true.
You know, those kids get you.
They be bringing
sick.
snots and stuff like that
Yeah,
everywhere.
they be touching everything.
I don't know. Maybe your immune system's just better.
Maybe because I'm around a lot of kids.
Maybe, maybe. I think, but I was kind of stressing a little bit too the last few weeks. So I think that kind of like reduced my immune system a little bit. But
Why you been stressed, dude?
just dumb shit.
Dude, can't be stressed, bro.
Yeah.
You know, somebody just told me this today. You shouldn't be stressed. You're 6 feet above ground. That's all that matters.
True. Well, I was thinking about that too, and then it was really dumb shit that I was stressing over for no reason, but it was but then I was just thinking, I was like, you know what? That's part of life, you just kind of just keep going.
Yeah, I have a really weird logic when it comes to stress. I think stress is good for you.
Yeah,
There's obviously bad stress where you're worrying yourself to death about stupid shit.
yeah,
But then there's also really good stress, which is pressure, because it gets you through. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You ever heard that saying where when you ask for something in life, God or whoever is gonna put you through the test so that you get the strength to deal with that later on.
yeah.
I believe that.
They also said, watch out what you wish for.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. But
That
that's what
shit
I'm saying,
comes,
though,
and
but
yeah,
that goes back to manifestation, putting, the law of attraction and things
Yeah.
like that.
I
If
mean,
you
I
guys are
wasn't even really I knew it wasn't a bad thing. Looking out afterwards, it was just coming out of the holidays, and then January felt really long.
Did it?
Did it feel long for you?
Yeah, because we're waiting on the whole business.
Yeah, and I think it was just a lot of just waiting and waiting and waiting
And-
because
and
everything's
winter
slow.
sucks.
Yeah, and it was slow too and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just January for me felt like it was almost it felt like 2 months.
Yeah.
January felt like 2 months instead of just 1 month.
It was really raining.
Yeah.
A lot this season, real gloomy too. It's just winter, you know. What I
Yeah.
mean? Springtime's coming, the sun's back out again. It's nice.
True. That reminds me of our trip when we went to Cali and how shitty our Airbnb was.
Mm-hmm.
Our Airbnb was pretty shitty.
It was nice, dude. It's nice,
Yeah.
to look at. It was nice, but we just got fucked. You know what I mean,
I bring that up because actually on the way here, I came across an article where it was just saying Airbnb's on the downfall and everything, and how a lot of people are now starting to say I'd rather be in a hotel that's
Mhm.
nicer and cleaner and more upkept than some of these Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of correlated together. Where I just kind of, I mean, the Airbnb was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't clean.
Yeah.
It just wasn't clean at all.
Well, that was a fuck up on their part.
Yeah.
Because they were they were trying to explain it that the cleaning
Yeah.
person didn't come.
And then it was just, but what about the shower though? That has nothing to do with the
Yeah,
cleaning
that's
person.
true. Yeah, I don't know what to tell them. Man.
Yeah.
I can't make any excuses up. For
Yeah,
that.
and then it was just funny because the person in the article was saying it's not like back in the day where Airbnb was, where you could just go, where you go into these cute little Airbnb spots that someone some mom did really nice and it's cute and very more nicer than the hotels. But now they're becoming so I guess commercialized that you just go into one, it's IKEA furniture everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's just
It's
everything's
been like that.
cookie cutter and all that.
Well,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing, right? Airbnb started off as a way to give people experiences and easier places to stay,
Yeah,
right? I think if you're gonna stay in an Airbnb, you have to do it like an experience. Like when we were in Arizona, we stayed in a container home,
Yeah.
right? That was cool. Like in the middle of nowhere, the bros, fireplace,
Yeah, that was
fucking
actually really sick.
yeah, fucking trees everywhere. That was an experience. Like that's what you're supposed to do when you go on Airbnb. If
Mhm.
you're gonna travel to a city or a town or something like that that's established, you should probably just stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but also, you know, the other thing about an Airbnb that's beneficial is that you can stay in a house with all of your friends and family,
True.
you know what I mean? Instead of like splitting everybody up in separate rooms because hotels have like maximum stays
Yeah.
per room. So that's another
Yeah, I mean, even though our Airbnb was dirty, I mean, it still was nice just because like, we did have that living area where we can all hang out and drink or
exactly.
whatever,
Yeah, you can't do that really.
and then we went to our own rooms and, you know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyways, did you
But
hear
the
speaking of that, Drake sex tape, you were saying something.
Oh, yeah, I guess, I'm not I didn't really look too much around into it, but I guess it's just, it's either some people are saying it's a sex tape, other people are saying it's actually him, but they're saying it's a AI generated, so it's not him. Like, it was like a video he did that leaked, and then other people are saying it's an AI that made it come out, and this whole controversy came up because of, like, you know, the whole Taylor Swift shit that happened, like, a few weeks ago.
What happened with Taylor Swift?
Oh, she had, like, a sex tape that got released by AI, basically, like, it was an
Really?
AI generated sex tape,
Oh,
and
I
she
see.
got really mad, and she was able to pull some strings and actually be able to, like, start like, almost put a law in, not a law, but what is it? When you put a law together to get into, like, effect,
So
but it's not effect.
they got hit with, like, deep fake is what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
basically with deepfake and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, they got hit with deepfake, that's about it.
Oh, I see.
But it's kinda crazy to think about with, like, deepfake, you know, going on.
Mhm.
Like, they can make sex tapes, but, like, not just sex tapes, but they can do, like, news news reports, freaking, you know, reviews almost deep faked or whatever about something and make it seem more legit than it actually is,
Yeah.
you know? And that reads down to, like, you know, the whole Tucker Carlson and Putin, interview that's coming up.
The Tucker Carlson and Putin?
Yeah, yeah. So, uh, I think it's legit, I think it's happening, but, like, I guess a lot of people are getting, like, very, a lot of not people, but, like, a lot of the media organizations and, like, other countries and Ukraine and stuff like that, they're all getting, like, offended that Tucker Carlson wants to go interview Putin
Why is that?
because they feel like
Like, they're that Putin's more important than them or something?
yeah, I guess like that, and then Tucker Carlson, he wants to go do the report because he legitimately just thinks he just wants to be a journalist. He's like, "Why not hear the other side? Why
Yeah,
not hear what they wanna talk about?
exactly.
Why" like, ask him directly, "Why did he go to war to Ukraine?" and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
instead of everybody's sick of the bullshit that America is spewing,
Yeah,
and we wanna
exactly.
get this other side of the story, right?
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. He just wants to be a journalist.
Yeah.
He even said in this little 4-minute segment of his before he went to interview, he's like, "Look, I'm in Russia right now, and I'm just doing journalism. I'm not saying you have to believe him.
Mhm,
I'm not saying take his side,
mhm.
but I just think we just need to have the answers that everyone's hiding from us because no one, I guess, ever since the war, I didn't even realize it, but I guess since the war started, no one actually went there and interviewed him
Mm,
and talked to him about it.
really?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they just probably painted him as the aggressor, the bad guy, you know what I
yeah,
mean? It is what it is. I mean, it makes sense. Like he's the only one that's interviewed everybody that's ever been canceled and gave
yeah,
them a chance. And then you're like, "Oh, wow. This makes a lot of sense." But can you believe all of them? Probably not, but you should be smart enough and have common sense to really pick and choose like what you believe to be true.
yeah.
Like don't believe everything, right?
Mhm.
Just got to make sense for
I
yourself.
mean, just like what we talked about in our last podcast, you
Yeah.
know what Ice Cube said.
Yeah, Ice Cube, man. You know,
Yeah.
you can't trust everything, bro.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta do your own
But
research.
then it's kinda crazy too to think about because you think about the deepfakes and stuff like that, like, I don't think the video's been released as of today, which is what, February 8th? Yeah,
Yeah.
February 8th. I believe it's getting released later today, but I've been seeing, like, snippets of, like, it being released, but it's not really released. I think it's just, like, AI generated, and he's, like, giving fake answers basically because of the AI, you
Mm,
know? So that's, like, relating back to, like, the deepfake thing, like, you know, even though, like, there's actual people, like, trying to make real news, like,
yeah.
there's other people that can, like, deep fake it to make it even worse
Well,
or
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you can literally chop up a video and then make it look like somebody murdered another person
Yeah.
by deep faking their,
Mhm.
that's messed up.
Or even like, because but then also with this whole interview, I guess like the FBI and stuff, they were like uh hacking into Tucker Carlson's like emails and everything to figure out what's going on. They're basically trying to stop him from going to
I
interview
wonder
Putin.
why.
Yeah, and it just makes it more, it just makes it more
Fishy.
fishy. Exactly. It's like if he's just going there to report, like why are you trying to stop him? Why is all these like news media's like freaking out? Like, oh, don't fucking go talk to Putin. You're a traitor. Blah 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 blah. You know?
Well, that's why,
Yeah.
that's why Elon Musk gave him the platform though,
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
he got canceled,
Hmm.
right? He got fired, he got canceled, and then Elon was like, "Fuck this, man. I
Yeah.
wanna give you a platform where you can speak on," and he's doing just that. He's doing what he signed up for and what he did. I fight for Tucker, man. I like that dude.
No, I like him too. I've watched a few of his interviews, and I think he's I feel like he's pretty based. He's for the most part. Like he just tries to dig and try to get the information out, basically.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
whether he agrees with it or not. But yeah, I just think it's just funny. Like even the US was saying like they wanna, well, some article came up to saying that the US wants to like bar him from coming back to the US and stuff like that.
Mm.
So he doesn't, like, so he basically becomes a traitor.
That's kinda crazy.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too far, like,
Mhm.
just for an interview. Like, first off, we have, like, the First Amendment rights, and we have the
Yeah.
ability to, like, do these things. Is he stepping out of the US? Yeah, he is. But Putin's not allowed to come into the US to do this
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I believe there's still, as an American who leaves the country, they don't have certain rights anymore in other countries, but I think we're still protected by our government for certain things.
Yeah.
We can't violate the other country's rights, right? Because it's different over there.
Yeah.
But I think we're also stuck. I'm not 100% sure of that. I don't want to speak for that, but I remember hearing something about how we still had to abide by it. It's kind of like that lawyer. I think it was a lawyer that went to Thailand,
Uh-huh.
and he got arrested for going on a sexcapade and then paying for like underage girls
Yeah.
in Thailand to have sex with them, and then he was fucked, right? But he still got punished because as an American citizen, he has to follow the
Oh, okay,
laws.
okay, I
You
see,
get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So what I'm
So
saying
he
is
still
like,
has to follow US laws in another country.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, of
yeah.
course, because you're technically you're representing
Yeah.
your country, right? So if you want to go and be an asshat in a different country,
Mhm.
and the US decides, hey, we're gonna punish you the US way. Okay, well, yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucked. You know what I mean? But there should also be laws that protect us and say like, "Hey, dude, we still have our First Amendment rights. We can
Mhm.
still go and do this. We still," you know what I mean? I just think that's fair,
Yeah.
even though I don't understand why they would wanna fucking take away all of his shit. They're just trying to do the same thing with Andrew Tate, I feel.
Yeah, and that's why it just makes it more fishy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, if he's just doing an interview, why are you guys, like, panicking? Like, what are you guys trying to hide, you know?
Mhm.
And not saying that they are hiding anything because we don't know. I mean, I haven't watched the interview, I don't know. And at the same time, like, Putin's also on the other side, like, what if he could just say shit just to make us look bad, you know? So
Mhm.
even I don't think we should take the words what he says for a grain of salt either,
That's true.
you know, because he is technically the enemy,
Mm.
you know, and if you're interviewing the enemy is gonna say stuff that's gonna, you know, try to make the other side look bad instead of their side, you know?
Yeah, I'd be interested
Yeah.
in to, like, know that other side of the story
Yeah.
because you always when you talk to people like, we live in a very, very populated city
Yeah.
where there's tons of different cultures coming into this melting pot, right?
Mhm.
And you always hear different stories of how things went down differently from the people who are from there
Yeah.
versus like what America tells you.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to really just look in and do your own research. If America is right, then America is right. But if America's wrong, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
why is America always right? You gotta question these things, question fucking everything.
Well, that's what I feel like too with this, like with this interview, whatever Putin says, I feel like you should just do the research on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he says this and then you do the research and it confirms it, well, I mean, if as long as you did the research properly and it confirms it, then I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But if you do the research and your research comes up completely different, then you know, then you use your own due diligence at that point. It's just like when the whole C-19 thing happened. You know, like people are saying, "Oh, it's gonna kill everyone." Other people are saying, "It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna kill everyone." Well, then you do your research and you find out, okay, it could hurt certain people that are like, you know,
In
already
certain age range.
yeah,
Yeah.
age range or whatever because they're already immune deficient or whatever. But other age ranges don't have to really worry about unless you have some type of immunity or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, unless you were prone to sickness or anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, of course, if you have a compromised immune system
Mhm.
or if you're at a certain age or something like that, you're
Yeah.
more likely to be infected by it and be
Mhm.
killed or whatever, or seriously
Yeah, exactly.
critically hospitalized. There you go. In other news, did you hear about this new bill that they're trying to pass about anti-paramilitary
Oh, yes,
training?
I heard about it.
Dude,
I looked into it a little bit, but I didn't do too much research
let me
into it.
read let me read it to you. So, America or some Democrats congressmen, they're trying to pass this bill. It's called the the Preventing Private Paramilitary Activity Act of 2024. And in the bill, it's proposed by two Democrats, okay, to prohibit unauthorized private paramilitary activity. The bill would create criminal penalties for individuals who engage in certain conducts, including intimidating elected officials, interfering with government proceedings, and pretending to be law enforcement and violating people's constitutional rights while armed and acting as part of a private paramilitary organization. So I'm wondering if they're trying to get this bill passed because the elections are coming up and some shit might they're afraid that something's gonna happen,
Yeah.
right? I'm not 100% sure, but this bill, if you guys want to fucking read it, we're gonna tag it down in the description below so that you guys know what our government or some of our congressmen are trying to do by passing this bill, which is crazy because you literally can't even. This bill is literally gonna get rid of um responsible gun owners.
Mhm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because you can't inflict harm onto anybody
Yeah.
by using weapons or training tactics, that you're gonna get rid of, like, MMA, mixed martial arts, boxing, and all these things, because that all falls into this bill.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kinda it's wild to think about, if you start to look at everything all that's happening at the same time, you know, the way America's kinda acting, it's kinda strange. I'm not saying they are doing anything bad, but it's just very strange how everything's acting, you know? For example, like, they're acting this way with Tucker Carlson when I talked to Putin. Now they're saying that we can't create a militia, but that's legitimately going against our right that's been in our
Yeah, it's
constitutional rights
it's
that we're able to
constitutional.
create a militia to go against a tyrannical government.
Exactly.
And in that law, it says we can't go after politicians or anything like that. So that automatically makes us less able to defend ourselves
Exactly.
from a dictatorship,
Mhm.
And then there the open borders, like, I get it, there's people that they need to come over here and stuff like that, but there's legal ways to do it,
Mhm.
And, the fact that the whole Texas literally had to take up arms on its own to make sure nobody was coming through. And you know what's funny about that as well?
Wait, did you happen to see the video that I sent you
Which one?
where there was, like, I think there were Chinese coming through the border in
Yeah.
Mexico, and they were using TikTok
Yeah.
to get around.
Yeah, you sent me that one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they were literally there's videos on TikTok of how to get through the border and everything like that. And there's also a Chinese company that they found on one of the Chinese guys who are crossing the border. It was literally like a packet, booklet packet of like exactly what to do, who to say, what to say when you get captured, what to do, where to go, where to
Dang.
meet up and everything.
Wow.
And then on that packet, it legitimately said like the Chinese company that told you to do everything,
Wow.
And then the other funny thing is on the way here, they were saying this too. So, um, the whole one child thing, right, going on. So the one child thing, and then in China that was going on for a while. They were pushing that, and then generally what would happen is, instead of keeping the female, they'll get rid of the female until they get a son, and then they'll keep the son. And the reason for the son is because the son can carry on the business, carry on the family name, the legacy, and all that stuff, right? And now they're correlating that together with the border, and they're like, who's coming across mostly? Asian, Chinese males are coming across the border, and that they're doing that so they can basically take over and then populate,
Mm,
because males are the ones that can reproduce,
mm.
not females. And then females, if they get caught up, they're stuck for like 9 months or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But a guy can keep reproducing. So it's like part of the other way of like taking over the world in a way.
Wow, this is the theory? Where are you getting this
It's
from? This is
fucking
crazy.
fucking some random ass places. But that was the conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but the other border stuff is like legit, like people crossing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I just didn't hear it because
yeah.
there's Asian people everywhere.
But because the year of the dragon and all that stuff, and they're saying like,
You think that's
later.
what it is? I
I
don't know,
don't know.
man. I
I
don't know
don't
if I
know.
can agree with that.
I don't know.
Okay,
That one for sure is a conspiracy
yeah, that's a
because that one's no way to prove it.
yeah,
But
I don't know if I
but it was just wild to think about. Like, damn, if they thought about this way ahead.
dude, it wouldn't even need that though. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? There's if they really wanted to do that, they would already have plants
yeah,
in China, which they already do, right? Let's be honest, like everything that's going on, the Chinese have been planning this shit for a long time.
oh yeah,
And the craziest part is Americans, like here's the one thing that I think Trump understands is that the tariff, right? The tariff has so much stuff to do with stopping the power of the Chinese from growing,
yeah,
right? But another thing is that he understood that Americans were outsourcing everything to the Chinese. And when we outsource everything to the Chinese, you have to give them intellectual property.
yeah,
And when you give them intellectual property to manufacture everything that we have, they know how to go into it. They know how to break it down. They know how to copy it. They can make their own versions of it and even improve our version of it, of
yeah,
our stuff. So if what I'm trying to say is if the Chinese are crossing the border to build a Chinese, a fucking, I don't know, a stealth Chinese family that are full of assassins or whatever. I don't know about that.
Well, I think what they're referring to in that in the video that I saw was they're more like raping and pillaging.
I doubt that.
Yeah,
Fuck that, man. Americans love guns too much.
yeah,
If anything, I think the Chinese are gonna do it smarter. They already have plants in like think about it. Like
yeah,
all of the top elite schools in the fucking US are filled with Asian immigrants.
yeah,
From Chinese, Koreans, Vietnamese, Indians, all of we occupy the majority of the
yeah.
elite schools,
True.
right? The Ivy League schools. So I think if they really wanted to do that, they've already been doing plants for generations, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, for sure, it's not something that was just implemented like right here on the spot.
Right. And then
Yeah.
the other thing is what happens when you get out of an Ivy League school? You go and you get a position in government, private corporations that collect data and
Yeah.
information, and then you feed those things back to China.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Look at, the whole debate between TikTok right now and how the creator is basically saying that he's not Chinese, he's from Singapore,
Yeah.
right? And the American I don't know who is hammering him, but he's hammering the shit out of this dude saying like, "Dude, I'm not Chinese, I'm Singaporean." But
Yeah.
it's still like it doesn't matter, man. Though that information is probably still being sold back to China because they're probably invested in TikTok. And if TikTok is owned by a Chinese corporation that's funded him,
Yeah.
he's probably shelling information back to,
I mean, probably. I mean,
you know,
there's a lot of like corporate espionage and all that shit that's
of
going on and
course.
all that stuff, you
Yeah.
know.
It
And
might not.
the other thing I thought about too was like, you know, these news medias and like these other sides are saying like, oh, Chinese that, Chinese this, Chinese that. But
Mhm.
like, what if they're just saying that? Like,
Like they're trying to create a war by like
yeah,
making Americans hate the Chinese,
yeah.
which is already happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're saying, "Oh, Chinese cyber attack,"
Yeah.
but it's like, what if it's just America cyber attacking America?
Well, I also think
Yeah.
that's another reason for the C-19 too.
Mhm.
Is like, right after like COVID happened, everybody was trying to beat up Asian people, blaming
Yeah.
the Chinese for like the Chinese Wuhan virus bullshit.
Mhm.
Right? So I think it started there.
So it's like almost like what we were talking about last time. Like they're just trying to find another way to create a fear.
Yeah.
Because like, how do you like what I mean? What's the easy way to create fear? Is saying like another race is trying to take over,
Mhm.
whatever, and that kind of can make sense because you're like Chinese. That's a lot of people over there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I heard the Chinese economy is actually crashing. It's
Yeah.
actually not doing too well.
No, it's not. They've
Yeah.
lent out too much money.
Mhm.
That's the problem. They're not getting it back.
Uh.
And then there's a lot of war stuff right now between
Yeah.
Hong Kong and the mainland China, and then there's also Taiwan, which they're trying to take back as well
Yeah.
and make into China again. And then actually they're even going for Vietnam
Oh
because
shit, for real.
yeah, because Vietnam actually leased the ports to China for I think it was like 100 years or something
Yeah.
for China to be able to bring exports and imports out of the ports because China doesn't have like like Vietnam blocks it
Yeah.
from the Pacific Ocean. So there's like a lot of things going back and forth with
Mhm.
that. But they're just trying to be the big guy in power, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And when they're the
exactly.
big guy in power, they can bully.
But it feels like I mean, with their economy that's not doing too well, it seems like they're kinda like, it's like almost like us, like our economy's not doing too well. It's like we're doing half-ass backwards shit.
Mhm.
Like instead of like focusing on building the economy more, it's like throwing more money out into like other wars and shit like
That's
that.
not us, bro.
Yeah.
We don't get to dictate those
Well, I mean,
things.
obviously,
There's certain people
yeah.
in power that are dictating those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, and just want to let you guys know, Sebastian and I, we would never kill ourselves. Ever.
Exactly. Never. I got way too much to live for.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that. I'm not depressed.
Yeah, for real.
Right? I just like sharing information. And if I'm dead, I didn't kill myself.
Yeah. I just bought a house. I have a girlfriend now. Like, like my life is coming
I
up.
got things to live for.
Yeah, I got coming up. All right. Oh, but yeah, that shit's fun. I mean, speaking of corporate espionage, have you heard about the whole thing that's going on with McDonald's?
What? What's going on with that?
All right. So you know how McDonald's ice cream is always shut down,
Yeah.
closed out or whatever place, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's actually there was one thing they were saying is it just takes too much to clean.
Mhm.
And then also that if it gets damaged or broken down, it just costs a lot to repair.
Mm.
So I don't know how I came across this, but basically what happens is so Taylor is a company that creates the machines for McDonald's, right? And if you become a franchise owner, you have to use their machines.
Mm.
And Taylor basically is running a scheme where they give you machines that are purposely made to break down and not last long. So you can make so you have to call them to get it serviced or maintenance.
Oh, I see.
And Taylor actually made $170 million from maintenance and repair alone.
Wow.
And there was this startup company that came in and it was called Kitch, right?
Mhm.
And basically they created a program that you connect to the Taylor ice cream machine. And it will and you can use this like a phone or something. And these franchisees would buy this program and plug it into the ice cream machine, and basically it'll tell you what you need to do to fix it. So
Ah,
instead of going Taylor directly, it will just tell you how to do it. And it's supposedly super simple, whatever.
right.
Usually, it's just Taylor made that machine faulty on purpose.
I see.
And basically,
So did McDonald's or any of the franchise owners try to sue them back for this or what?
well, I guess they say there's nothing you can do. I guess that's how about the thing, whatever you sign for it.
Oh, I
And like
see.
you
It's
have to
in
be
the
into.
agreement.
Yeah, because you have to use their machines.
That's crazy.
And because it breaks down, you kind of have no choice but to fix it. So that's
Yeah.
why a lot of times they just say it's out of order
Mm.
instead of fixing it.
Mhm.
But then I guess Taylor found out about this startup company,
Yeah.
and they kept trying to steal the program
Mm.
so they can basically reverse engineer it.
Wait, Kitch was trying to steal Taylor's
No, Taylor is the ice cream ice
Right,
cream
right,
machine,
right, I
yeah.
know.
So they were trying to steal the Kitch's startup program
Oh,
because these franchises were buying this program to fix the machines and shit like that.
makes sense.
And Taylor would send in like undercover like franchisees that weren't really franchisees but stuff like that. And then eventually they got someone who was a franchisee to agree to help them out.
Mm.
And then they got the program and they took the program and basically reverse engineered it
To do what exactly?
to do the same thing.
Oh, so they can so
Yeah.
they basically just stole the program.
Yeah, so they basically stole the program, and then like a few months or whatever, company called Powerhouse Dynamics
Mhm.
released the program and said for all the franchises to basically use this program instead of Kitsch's, because Kitsch can cause faulty like harm, or can cause harm to the user when they're trying to repair it or whatever, cause a glitch in the system to keep it running while has your hands in there or something like that.
Mhm.
And then the funny thing is, Powerhouse Dynamics is actually owned by Middleby Corporation, the same company that owns Taylor.
Wow.
So it's like this like umbrella of corporations work like because they're basically the same company.
Yeah.
and they basically stole
Yeah, and
the
then
program
they
and
put it under a different
yeah,
corporation.
different corporations, so it's, like, harder to track back and
Mhm.
everything. So now there's a lawsuit going on between whoever, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. It says Kitch is still okay. In addition to its lawsuits against Taylor, Kitch is still pursuing a bigger lawsuit against McDonald's itself, asking for $900 million in damages for what it described in its in legal complaint as McDonald's effort to drive Kitch out of the marketplace. The lawsuit against McDonald's, if it moves forward, may soon produce more answers explaining Kit's legal claims that McDonald's appears to have cooperated with Taylor in telling its customers not to use Kitsch.
Yeah.
Even as many of its restaurants took a significantly high hit from ice cream loss
Mhm.
sales. This makes sense. That's fucking damn.
Yeah, it was crazy how it just came across, and this was
So
like
they basically it makes sense, right? So let's break this down. McDonald's
yeah,
partners up with Taylor and says, "Hey, let's do this deal where you make our ice cream machines and whatever."
yeah,
Taylor says, "Well, yeah, we'll create a machine for you to use it. Everybody has to use it." They signed the franchisee
mhm,
agreement. All right, fine. It breaks down on purpose. Taylor makes tons and tons of money off of their repairs.
yeah, 170 million
Right.
from what they reported, yeah,
McDonald's gets to profit a portion of that,
mhm,
right? Kitsch comes in and is like, "Hey, I found a problem," which is probably a franchisee
yeah,
owner
it probably
or
was, yeah,
some person that repairs all of these things, and he was just making his job easier, and then he saw a way to come into the market,
yeah,
solve a problem. So he did. Got really, really big. Everybody was jumping on that thing. Taylor was losing money,
yep,
right? Then McDonald's starts to lose money because Taylor's losing money. So they say, "Hey, let's get another corporation going on where we won't get sued for it,
yeah,
but we'll just take the same program and engineer it to do exactly the same thing, but it's not associated with us."
yeah,
Okay. Kitch finds out, says, "What the fuck, dude? That's not cool. You literally told everybody they can't use my company anymore.
yeah,
So now you're defaming me, right?
yep,
And that's hurting my business now. I'm going to sue you."
yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
And then the reason they knew it was stolen is because when they use the program, it actually connects to online. So it
Mhm.
registers into the system when it's been registered and locked in and basically and stuff like that.
Interesting.
And there's been long periods of time where it was taken off the internet, but still active.
Wow.
So that's why they were kind of like, what's going on here type shit. Kitsch, I guess, was figuring out like what's going on here type stuff.
Mm,
But like, yeah, that's just pretty wild.
that is pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Fucking all this shit. And then, it's funny, fucking McDonald's trying to raise their prices now and every day.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
That's every company, though.
Yeah.
Dude, even In-N-Out is expensive now,
Yeah.
bro. I love In-N-Out, but I can't fucking imagine me paying, like, almost $13 for a fucking number one, bro.
Yeah, burger and fries, the fuck?
Yeah.
You
That's
can make that
crazy.
shit at home for way cheaper now.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what they're, moving all these, restaurant sides. They're trying to make it more like, it's luxury, I guess. Like,
Oh,
it
like, they're making like, all the McDonald's are really nice now?
yeah, yeah, they're like, now this I guess that's they're trying to, do an upgrade now, I guess,
Mhm, mhm.
but I don't know.
Yeah, it's so weird.
They're
Like, the McDonald's that
yeah.
we go to all the time for, like, my kid,
Yeah.
they don't even have a fucking soda machine in there anymore.
What do they have?
You
I
have
haven't
to
stepped foot in McDonald's
you
in, like,
you have
years,
to
bro.
literally ask the person behind the counter to refill your drink for you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A, like, they do all the filling and stuff,
Yeah.
but Chick-fil-A, all their soda machines are right there by the cash register.
Yeah.
McDonald's, you gotta at this specific, McDonald's, it's in the back.
Yeah.
S
Damn.
Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe they just don't want, like, homeless people coming in and, like,
I mean, that could be a possibility too.
filling up on their drinks and dipping out,
Yeah.
or, maybe it's expensive to maintain another machine or whatever, but it's McDonald's.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how, like, they're becoming, like, penny pitchers almost in a way.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of employees because you heard, like, the automated McDonald's and stuff like that
Yeah,
where,
but
like
you know what it is, though? It comes down to one thing and one thing only: shareholders,
yeah.
the investors, dude.
They want more money. But it's funny if you think about it, like, is McDonald's actually producing more money, or are they just cutting off costs to make it seem like they're producing more money, you know? It's like,
Ah, I
you
see
know,
what
like,
you're
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the statistics, you know, like we mentioned, like, last time in the
mhm,
last episode, like, you can arrange shit to make it
mhm,
statistically more in your favor, right? Well, corporations could do the same shit. They can like, they can remove certain things or change something to make it seem like they're making more profit, but in reality, just cutting off more expenses.
right, well, like
Yeah.
I said, it comes down to one thing, it's the damn shareholders.
Yeah.
It's all about satisfying the shareholders.
Yeah.
If the shareholders aren't satisfied, there's hell to be raised,
Mhm.
dude. You know what I mean? Like, think about how many companies aren't really companies, but you see the numbers grow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure, there's manipulations of so many different companies,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, that are skyrocketing and then skyrocket. It's all
But
manipulation.
then you just kinda start to think, like, what if is that really sustainable for a company? Or is it pretty much like they're just postponing their own demise?
Well, also, you gotta remember, we're
Yeah.
going through, like, the biggest shift in age range right now,
Yeah.
where, like, we're getting to the point where boomers are gonna start dying off pretty soon, so they're probably wanting to cash out,
Mhm.
and we don't have, like, 20, 30-year-olds running mega companies like that,
True.
and the majority of millennials aren't invested enough into the market right now.
Yeah.
Boomers hold, like, 75% of all monies in the world right
Mhm.
now,
Yeah, that's true too.
or in our market, at least.
Freaking
You know what I'm saying, though? Like,
yeah.
think about it. If you know you're gonna die soon and you know, like, the retirement age is coming to the point where you're like, everybody's gonna cash out, they're gonna sell all their real estate, they're gonna cash out on their stocks, their IRAs, their ETFs, everything that
Yeah.
they have, just cash out on assets.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They
Yeah,
just
you're
wanna
gonna
make
want
money, yeah.
yeah, you want all your fucking money before you die,
Yeah.
whether it's to pass it down to your other generations or just to cash out to have a good time, and then, "I'm out, dude."
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to Waku Radio today. I always love having my co-host back every every time. It's not the same without you, dude.
Yeah, I love to be back. I actually felt really bad I missed out. And you know, thanks for all the follows again. Thank you for all the subscriptions and likes and everything. You know, you guys haven't been commenting. I've been saying I was gonna reply back, and I haven't had anything to reply back to. So
Yeah.
like, you know, shoot something in the comments. What do you want us to talk about? The next topic, you know, so we can, you know, chit chat a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, don't forget our new company is about to launch pretty soon. We're aiming at a March 1st launch. Don't forget to go to wakuprints.com and start pre-ordering your prints today. That's wakuprints.com. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Check me out. You see me on the road, I'm in hustle mode, real estate mogul, commercial real estate.